Hi all, this is Ashish Kyal here. Welcome again to Elliott Wave's news channel by wavestrategy.com. And markets have been doing what it is expected to do. It has been amazing to see the way Nifty reversed back from the 10,000 levels from around 10,100 and moved above now near the zone of the 11,000 psychological levels. And if you have been following me all the while over the past few months, it has done exactly the wave pattern has been expected to do. So we saw a very sharp fall on the downside near the zone of 10,000 when Nifty was near around 9950. Many turned bearish, expecting 9500 or lower levels. Then at around 10,060, 10,100, I came out very strong that we are seeing loss of momentum on the downside and we should start seeing an up move. In the monthly research report, I clearly mentioned we might flirt around the zone of 11,000 because that is going to generate the necessary again bullish momentum on the upside or bullish sentiments, but only to flirt around that 11,000 mark and we might again reverse back on the downside. So far, the movement has been to the point as per the wave pattern. We have seen prices going down, forming a base around the zone of 10,000, 10,200 levels, and then starting the up move exactly as the expected move has been. So all this while the move on the upside has been slowly and steadily getting concentrated. So if we start talking now what is happening currently in the markets, overall we have been bullish. We will continue to stay bullish unless and until we see a close below the prior day's low. That's one way of looking at it. And also unless and until we see the important support levels being taken out, it is better to use buy on dip strategy. However, the best of the trend that we might have been expecting is now behind us. What we saw a move from the levels of 10,550 towards the high which was made in the today's session is sufficient enough to of 300, 400 points move in a very short period of time. And that move was impulsive because it is wave C of the flat correction which has been ongoing that we have been mentioning in the daily research report. So VFC is impulsive in nature, and that is what we saw. An impulsive rise, a fast rise, if you are not in the trend, you will not have the opportunity to enter into the trend. And now is the time when you have to start booking partial profits. It is the level where you have to start booking partial profits and start looking at somewhere around the zone of 11,000, 11,100 is what looks to be probable distribution zone where if we enter, we might start seeing distribution. So the momentum from here on might start reducing. Also, one very important aspect is that the number of stocks that have been moving on the upside has been reducing. So there are lesser and lesser stocks which are participating right now. Only a specific set of stocks have participated, and this is what we are seeing in the current market. So let us go on the chart and try to understand what is happening on Nifty. So over here you can see the daily chart of Nifty. We formed an important low and then we sharply reversed back on the upside. If I go on an hourly scale, you can see that the overall move on the upside has been pretty good. If I connect the highs of prior highs, you can see a very important channel which is being formed. Let me do that with a thick line. Always remember there is a series of resistance and supports. It's not always a single point or a single line. So you have to draw a series of those lines. And if you look at it, we are currently in this zone. So for the upside momentum to pick up, we need to see, okay, sorry, this is Bank Nifty. Now this is very similar to what Nifty has been doing. So since it's Bank Nifty, 27,000 is the level that you have to look at. In the short-term research report, we mentioned about Bank Nifty also as 27,000 when it was around 26,500 levels. Nifty is also very similar to that. If you look at the Nifty overall movement, what we are seeing right now is a move which has been on the upside, but at the same time, it has now arrived at a very, very important juncture. So if you look at an hourly chart and if you connect the previous highs together, similar to what we did on Bank Nifty, if you connect these highs together, we are exactly at this zone. And if you take the parallel on the downside, you will get some zone of the channel. So this is the support zone which you will find on the channeling technique, and this is the resistance zone. So we are currently here. I'm not saying you have to go short. Always remember this, the trend, overall trend is positive. There is no confirmation we are reversing on the downside, but over here we have to closely observe if it can manage to break above the high which was around the zone of 10,920, 930 or not. If it manages to break 920 with a very strong momentum, then we might move further higher. But the zone of 11,000 to 11,100 is going to be very important. That is derived based on the fact that if you take the retracement of the entire rise, the retracement of the entire fall, you will be able to see the 61.8% level comes to around the zone of 11,000 to 11,100. So if you look at this entire fall, we get the 61.8% retracement level at this zone. So this becomes a very important level that one has to keep a watch on. And that is the reason when the monthly research was published about 20 days back, we mentioned about this zone when Nifty was just quoting around 10,300 odd levels. So at 10,300 odd levels, 300, 400 odd levels, we forecasted that we might head towards 11,000, 11,100 zone. And the entire method based on which the forecasting was done is the Elliott wave, Neo wave, and along with that time cycles. So that has worked out brilliantly well. And the flat pattern that I have been talking about is starting from here. So you will see wave A has gone on the upside. We saw wave B, which went on the downside, and now we are in wave C. So wave C is now tending towards equality with wave A because the termination of wave B was at this low and not at this low. Now this is derived using the faster retracement method, two-stage confirmation of Neo wave. For now, just to keep it simple, we completed A, we completed B, now we are in wave C. So there is a possibility we might complete wave C and start wave X, which might show some kind of a consolidation over next few days. Post the X wave, the trend on the upside might resume. So you have to keep a watch in the coming weeks. So the strategy that you have to form is keep a watch on the upside near the zone of 10,920, 930 levels. See how prices behave from there, whether it manages to break strongly or not. And then accordingly, you have to play for the short-term trends now. The best of the up move you might have, if you are not in the trend, you might not be able to get in the trend. But we have been mentioning in the daily research report about the overall pattern, about where to enter, what should be the expected target, how you should trade, what should be the trade setup that you should look for, and all of those things. Then it has worked out extremely to the point. So get access to the daily research report, get access to the monthly research where we have shown the path of Nifty for the coming month. And that's how prices have been behaving time and again. So this is no surprise for us. Many are getting bullish now when Nifty has been moving higher and is now approaching towards that level 11,000 psychological mark. Many are turning bullish now after a huge move of around 800-900 points, which has happened. So this is the time where the overall tone remains positive, but at the same time, you should be looking for booking profits for the long positions you have already created and start trailing a stop loss so that you can make the most out of the ongoing trend. At the same time, use a stop loss on the downside for that support level. You can refer the research report. And on the upside, keep a watch on 10,920, 930 levels. If that is taken out, the up move will resume. And the zone where you have to be very cautious is going to be 11,000 to 11,100. That is the zone that you have to keep an eye on and how prices behave in that zone. I'll be mentioning about as and when prices move higher, how it's behaving and what is the wave pattern in the daily research. Keep a look on that and keep trading. That's it from my side. This webinar will be available on the website wavestrategy.com. For any queries, you can visit you can post your questions on the traders forum. You can also visit the homepage where we update the trending section of the stocks that are in trend in today's session. And also you can start commenting on the traders forum and posting your queries. I'll be more than happy to respond back personally there. For any subscription options, you can write to us on helpdesk@wavestrategy.com or call us on 999204 22202. That's it from my side now. Have a wonderful weekend. See you again, same time next Friday at 4.